Hello and welcome back. Thank you for joining me. Today you are going to join me on a real life consultation. We're going to go and see a Labrador Cross Springer that's 8 months old that is pulling on the lead. It's got all the attributes to be your classic puller. It's got a lack of attention, lack of focus. It just wants to smell everything, it wants to play with everyone, and it's got loads of energy. So, got to put on my mucky clothes unfortunately, and we'll get to Carly and Archie and we'll try and we'll do our best to help them out. Most important thing to you is the lead walking.
There's the lead walking and his recall.
Yeah.
His lead walking, we're still really practicing just loose lead walking.
Yeah.
Very occasionally he'll heel, but most days he's not interested in treats when we're out. That's
Okay.
the biggest
Oh,
problem.
okay. Yeah.
So I've tried switching up treats. I've tried the best treats that I can possibly think of.
Yeah.
He's not food driven when he's outside. He's
The
sniffing
kind of
driven.
distractions are
The
too
distractions are
too
high.
rewarding for him. Yeah. I think we need to take a step back and we need to show him exactly where the position is that we want him in. Which we can do here today, and we can really ingrain that into his mind that he knows exactly where he should be. And then what we can start doing is when he does go too far forward, if he doesn't fancy the treats, we can just stop and say, look, you're not going anywhere if you're not in that hill
what
position.
I've been trying to do.
Yeah.
And I just hold him on a really tight lead, because that's the problem is as soon as you let go, his lead's gone and then he's still got a circle to sniff around.
That little circle will get boring.
Yeah.
That little circle will get boring for him.
Okay, good.
So yeah, well, that's what we'll work on today. We'll work on that hill position and making sure that he knows exactly where it is. We can also look at his focus, because
What focus?
Yes, exactly. And that is definitely the other thing that we need to couple with the hill position.
Yeah.
My puppy, for example, I started to teach him his eye contact at 8 weeks old, and I did that for 2 or 3 weeks before his first ever walk. And I practiced. First of all, I have an area like my dog room where we train things for the first ever time. Then I take it out into the hallway where he's never done it, and that's a new distraction. Then I work on someone just moving their foot or something that makes him look, and then teaching him that there's a distraction and he has to look away. But we have to be fair and say, and make the distraction as low level as possible while they learn the behaviour. And it's as much about teaching him what to do as about teaching him what not to do. For example, when there is a distraction and someone's obviously doing something like this that could distract the dog, we need to teach him, like, no, don't look at that, look at me. So it's not just when he's looking at you like reward, reward, reward. There's also a really good reward for him to actually look away from this. And we need to start with that at quite a low level, because when we go out and there's, he's sniffing a lamppost or something where another dog's peed, he can just get so much information from that one smell. It's unreal. So it's so interesting for him. We'll do a little bit of eye contact and the hill position, which we'll work on for the next week. We're going to really nail that. And then just for you, for helping you, we'll do, I'll do what I can do, lead walking, and I'll be able to give you better advice once I've done it myself. Yeah.
What worries me is he'll be brilliant for you, because you're a new interesting person, so he'll be completely focused on you. But I'm the boring person that he sees every day.
We'll see. I mean, I've been here for a half hour now, so the initial, oh, who are you, is gone. So if he does listen, it's because I'm doing something right, which is an excellent thing for you, because you should be thinking, I've just got to adjust the way that I'm being a little bit, and then, because if he can do it with me, that's amazing. You should think, I could have him walking well on a lead this week, and it's not going to be something that's going to take months. I think if you think it's more possible and achievable in the next couple of weeks, which I think it is, and I really think it is, like, honestly, I really...
You say that every time I see you. I'm like, what? I tell you what, you take him for
I honestly think that if I had him for a week, I'd have him walking well on a lead before then. So I think if you really do take that positivity and believe it and truly believe it, it might just make it easier for you.
I'd have given up if I didn't believe it.
Yeah, exactly. So we can just get to it now, and we can start. Are you ready, pup? Now I'm going to start with the heel position, but I'm not going to ask him to do it all the way first time. Good boy.
I'm standing outside waiting for you. You were always taking time, baby, playing it through. I was calling out your name, with my eyes on the.
I want you to get it so you can say heel, and he goes there. Heel, and then, so this is how I'm going to teach him to go onto the verbal. It's going to be in front of us. I'm going to sit him down. I'm going to wait for him to think about what I want him to do. Heel, and then I'm going to show him. I'm going to say the word. I'm going to give him just a second to see if he offers anything. See if I can do it. Heel. Yes, good job. Good boy. Heel. Good job. Yes, you clever boy.
You've been playing my mind lately, turn it around. Once I thought you were mine, baby, we're safe and sound.
Heel. Good boy. Almost. Good job. Right. Heel. Good boy. A little bit more. Heel. Good job. Yes, you clever. Heel. Oh, clever boy. Just move the butt around a little bit. Yeah, that's it. See how he's now thinking about a position? He's not just getting fed in a certain place.
Yeah.
He's thinking about moving into this position. So before we popped him on a lead, and it's been like feed here, but he's been a little bit distracted. So in his head, it's probably a little bit like smelling that, feed, smelling that,
Yeah.
bit of food.
Exactly like
Do you see what I mean? That's probably in his head what's going on. Good. Good boy. Good job. Start clapping or some sort of noise. So just before you do it, I'm going to tell you what I want from him. I want him to be distracted, to physically look away, and then I want him to actively choose to ignore you, to focus on me. And that's how, it's not just about feeding him when he is looking at me, it's about teaching him that even though there's something happening over there, you can still look at me, and that's when you get your reward. That's really what we want from the focus. It's not just for him to stare at us all the time, it's for him to have the ability to say, I'm not going to look at you, and I'm going to focus on what I should be focusing on. Right? Give me that. So you can start now. Archie. Good. Yes, good boy. My timing was a little bit off there. Yeah, so if you start when I've got his focus, because and then, so sit. Good. Good boy. Archie. Good boy. Good. Yes, clever boy. And we're going to build him up. We're going to help the because it's a real skill to be able to do that. He's choosing to not look at you, and we can up the distractions. We can actually have you like move in a bag of food, something that he likes. You could have a toy. When it is high distractions, what we'll do is pop him on a lead so he physically can't go to you, and then we can control what he does. But I think that's an amazing first session for him on just the hill position. So that all we're working on there, hill position, focus. That's it.
He is meant to wait for you there, for you to go out
He
first,
might.
but we'll see if he does or not.
Okay, I'll wait then.
That's it.
I'll just wait for a little bit of focus and then.
So I'll try and start from the day.
Walking past that house
Yeah.
is an absolute nightmare.
No, it's a dream training session.
Because
That's what
there's
it
a Jack
is.
Russell that barks every time. It's the only
Which
thing.
house?
It's the one with the trampoline in the corner.
Is it likely to be there, the dog?
Probably.
Absolutely.
It's the only thing he generally barks
Yeah.
at.
Okay.
And trying
Archie.
to walk past is a nightmare. So see what you can
I'm just going to take the opportunity to do a focus. Lead walking, I'll probably. Good job. No, where are you going? Good boy. Good job. Yeah, good job. Away. Come on. Good job. Good boy. Focus on me. Good job. Whenever you have a certain scenario that your dog misbehaves in, you have to spend time in that environment dedicated to just showing your dog how you want them to behave in that environment. So at this point, super early on in the walk, we haven't even got to the most distracting part yet. We're literally at the start of the road, and already his mind is starting to wander. He might not be pulling like badly just yet, but you can see that his mind is not quite with me. Even things on the floor right now are distracting him, and just generally speaking, his mind isn't with me. He's kind of wants the treat. He kind of wants to see what's on the floor. He's kind of distracted by the noise, but all in all, we're on very different walks. And right now, I'm just trying to figure out what technique does he respond best to. I've started off by being quite dynamic, quite fun, talking to him quite a lot to see if I can get him to engage with me like that. But he's taking the treats and he's leaving me for the distraction, so it's not quite working. Now I'm going to try tension, and I'm going to try and teach him that he looks away and nothing good happens. I apply that tension, and the only way that he gets out of that situation is by releasing the tension by coming towards me or by giving me eye contact, and then I can reinforce that again with good energy, with excitement, and with a food reward. Now he's really trying to fight the tension. Like he's sitting, he's noticed that the tension's there. He was sitting. Now he's going into a down. This is him really trying to fight with that tension. He is used to feeling tension and sniffing the floor, feeling tension, meeting the dog. Feeling tension for this dog always means something quite positive. I am now teaching him that tension means nothing good. Tension means you've gone too far. Come back and look at me. We only walk on a loose lead. So I'm reinforcing it there, but again, I've lost focus straight away. So I need to tell him where he's gone wrong. Right there, he responds so quickly to the tension.
It's because I walk him on the left, I think.
Yeah, I think you did. Oh, you good boy. Right now, I'm not adding too much movement, and I'm not asking for Archie to do too much. Reason being, right at the beginning of the walk, Archie's owner did say that this is one of the only things that he barks at, so it is triggering a reaction from him. He's clearly a little bit stressed. You can see with his panting. This is quite a stressful scenario for him. I am trying to teach him how to cope and deal with that. So sometimes just giving the dog a moment to just take the environment in, and not adding any excitement or energy to an already intense environment is the best solution. I'm still using the tension. I'm still communicating that as soon as he's lost focus, the tension goes on. But all in all, right now, just giving him a moment to take in that environment.
Perfectly calm right now, honestly. I'm so perfectly calm. There's nothing wrong with this. I'm happy. It's fine.
That moment was easily my favourite moment of the whole walk, and the reason is it's true. I genuinely was super calm. I'm in no rush to get that loose lead. I've got all the time in the world. I've got the patience that it requires to get this, and I know that 99% of people that are trying to teach their dogs will give up, or they'll get frustrated, or even feel embarrassed that it's not working and people are watching. And all you can do is just 100% be with the dog. Forget about anyone watching. Nothing is embarrassing. It doesn't matter that this dog isn't listening. It doesn't matter that I'm a dog trainer and this dog is pulling to get to something. This is about the process and actually having the patience and consistency to teach the dog how I want to act in these scenarios. This isn't embarrassing. So don't ever feel embarrassed. Just keep your cool, be patient, and just believe in the techniques that you're using to teach your dog. Good things will happen and patience will pay off.
Non-stop, isn't it?
Horrible.
Right at the beginning of this walk, I said that whenever you have a scenario where your dog misbehaves, you have to spend time in that environment to teach your dog how you want them to act and behave. That's exactly what we've been doing on this walk, and now you're starting to see it's actually working. I am showing Archie that I don't want him to eat things off the floor. I don't want him to pull to go and see those other dogs. I don't want him to get distracted and get fixated on the dogs that are either side of the road. Whenever he does that, I have shown him that it's not what I want. I've added the tension, or I've changed direction, or physically I said no the moment that he did it, to communicate that that's not what we want. And then alternatively, or at the same, or simultaneously, I have heavily rewarded him for ignoring those distractions, for giving me eye contact, for keeping the lead loose. I'm in every single moment of this walk giving him feedback of what I want him to do and what I don't want him to do. So right at the beginning of the walk, when I said that you have to spend time in the environment to show the dog how you want them to behave, this is what I mean. And the key to getting the success is having the patience and the right energy and the consistency to keep up the good work. because things don't happen immediately. That's just not dog training. You have to spend more time in these challenging environments that might be a little bit embarrassing, that might be a bit frustrating, but just make it your walk. You don't have to get to any kind of destination, just make it a training walk. Spend time in difficult scenarios where your dog does misbehave, and just have the patience to show him how you do want him to behave.
Good job. This side, what do you mean? You're doing so good. Good job. Good boy. Nobody even there. Good job. No. No. Good. Yes. Good job. Good boy. Good job. Good boy. Good job. Good job. Sit. Good. Good. Yes, clever boy. Good boy. Ignoring them is a good option. Good job. That's enough, honey.
I've got a headache now.
Yeah? Eh?
Jack Russell. Give me a headache. Hello, gorgeous.
Here you go. I hope that's encouraging.
Yeah, it is.
In reality, what? I don't know how long is that?
That was about
It's long, quite long.
14 minutes.
14 minutes.
Yeah.
In reality, I bet if I do that tomorrow, or even later on today,
Yeah.
it will take 10 minutes.
Yeah, knock it down each time.
I think that was the first time he's ever learned that he can just concentrate on something else. That was a huge distraction.
Oh, it was.
Huge.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can get really,
No,
without
that's the
you
biggest
being like
of it.
calling him or something away from me. That's
That's a bigger distraction.
That's
than
huge,
before.
yeah. And in the end, he was finding that very stressful.
Yeah.
And in the end, he actually found it peaceful to just concentrate on me.
Yeah.
Big difference.
So after a very long day, I'm now back from my consultation with Carly and Archie. What a great session we had today. It honestly was incredible. Archie was such a good little student. For those of you that do have a dog that pull on a lead, it probably is very similar to Archie. I'm almost certain that your problem will also be the fact that your dog doesn't actually know exactly where he should be. Just as a society, we've kind of been conditioned to just pop a dog on a lead straight away, and then kind of check it if it goes in front of us, and we never really think, like, does this dog even know where it should be? There's no logical reason like why the dog would think he should be walking here. So depending on their excitement or how inquisitive they are of course going to try and go off in all directions and have fun. It is their walk after all. So, like we did today, teach your dog exactly where the heel position is. I mean teach this to the point where your dog could be anywhere around you, anywhere in the house. If you say heel, your dog knows for a fact that it should be right by your side. You don't have to spend too long. Like you saw today, Archie was a dog that I'd never handled before, and in one session, only one session, he was actually, without a law, going to the heel position just on the verbal command. This shows us just how incredible our dogs are and how clever they are. If this isn't encouraging for you, I honestly don't know what will be.